So, to the DVD, and so to introduce the DVD, one of the people who was the driving forces behind it, and one of the people who features well in the DVD, and that is our Deputy National Chairman, Mr. David Sando.
Thanks, Andrew. Now, just so that I don't forget anything, I've got a few crib notes here, so forgive me for referring to them occasionally. When I was diagnosed with prostate cancer 11 and a half years ago, there wasn't the high access that we appreciate now to credible information and support. It was very limited. And given my early diagnosis and the success with my treatment, Pam and I were determined to put something back and try to assist other men diagnosed with the disease and their families and help them deal with this life-threatening experience. As I've said many times before, you wouldn't wish prostate cancer on your worst enemy. But for us, it's been a journey, and it's a special one, and it continues to be a special one. We are very excited about this new PCFA DVD. We think it is a fantastic resource. Prostate cancer, for those of us who've done some homework, is a complex and difficult cancer to deal with. In some men, the cancer is slow growing. In other men, it's aggressive and rapid. Depending on your stage of life, the treatment options change. There's surgery, radiation, hormones, chemotherapy are just some of the current options. For members of support groups, such as ours at the Sydney Adventist Hospital here in Sydney, we can sit down with survivors, carers, and with visiting medical professionals and talk through all the options with the newly diagnosed and those men suffering from the disease in further stages. But we know we're extremely fortunate to have such a great resource. Other hospitals and groups, unfortunately, and particularly in rural and regional Australia, are not so lucky. This is why this new DVD is so powerful. It covers in modular form all aspects of the prostate cancer journey. Some 30+ health professionals very willingly gave up their valuable time to assist us with this experience. Some 30 men and their partners were interviewed, again giving freely of their time and talking about their own personal experience to assist others. And when I look around the room, that's not an easy task for some people. For the DVD to be available today, it has been some journey, as we started filming in November 2006. And I can hear David Westbrook saying, you can say that again. On this special occasion, I must take a little more time to talk briefly on how it all happened and acknowledge the wonderful contributions. Our own Joe Fairbairn. Now, wait a minute. Sorry, I turned the page too quickly. Joe and David Westbrook, our incredible producer, had worked together at MS in the production of the multimedia and patient information, and following on from the very successful PCFA Men's Health Forum that some of us in this room remember down in Melbourne that Joe ran, David was convinced that he could assist us on the prostate cancer front, as he had done for MS and as he had done for breast cancer. Now I'm on the right page. At that time, there was no funding available for the project, so it was proposed by David that he would fund it initially, as he was confident with the quality of the information and the cause, and that funding would not be an issue once he had produced the quality article. Pam and I agreed to arrange the patients and health professionals to be interviewed. David agreed to interview, film and edit the material and produce the DVD. Kim Paleg, a Melbourne-based psychologist, was also enlisted to assist David. Kim worked with David on the breast cancer project, and Kim did a great job, and her contribution needs to be specially acknowledged, as she spent around 200 hours on the project. By May 2007, the DVD was in its final production stage. Instead of being a 60-minute type project like we all thought it would be, the DVD grew from one DVD to two DVDs and 5.5 hours of very valuable material. Some 60 hours of material has been recorded. Over 1,800 hours has been spent on reviewing, editing and the production. Interviews were carried out in Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide, plus regional areas and particularly Dubbo. You will now hopefully appreciate that this has been a massive task by all involved, particularly David Westbrook, who's sitting patiently there with his earmuffs on. David had the vision, the expertise and commitment to deliver this wonderful resource. David, who is greatly supported by his wife Mita, who is sitting behind him there, deserves the highest praise for his considerable efforts and outstanding commitment on this project. Thank you, David and Mita, from the bottom of our hearts. There must be something going on with us Davids, because we're truly blessed with two fantastically supportive wives in Mita and Pam. Dr. Philip Catalaris also warrants special mention, as he was our medical advisor throughout the project, and we are most grateful to you, Philip, but I don't see him here this afternoon. A special thank you to PCFA Scientific Reference Group, as their endorsement gives added credibility to this DVD. And now, if you bear with me, I must thank all the contributors. So the medical professionals, Professor Pamela Russell, AM, Stephen Carroll, Mrs. Taryn Katz, Dr. Rosie King, Dr. Michael Izard, thank you Michael, Dr. Warwick Del Prado, Dr. Gavin Marks, Dr. Con Poulos, Dr. David Ludovici, Associate Professor Philip Stricker, Professor Tony Costello, Dr. Peter Royce, Dr. Peter Sutherland, Dr. Jeremy Miller, Dr. Mandalina Liu, Dr. Bronwyn Matheson, and the consumers, led by none other than Roger Clemson, OAM, from Lane Cove Rotary, his roots, John Goodall, Tony Sonnefeld. Now, when I mention these people, if they could just put their hands up so people can see who they are. Tony Sonnefeld, Robert and Trish Ellis, Mark Tweeddale, Wayne Doney and Andrea Muller, Brian Allen, John Yee, John Dick, Jeff Goss, Jeffrey Mortimer, Jerry Anthony, Graham and Adele Staggs, and Bill McAnally. John and Elizabeth Allen from Dubbo and all the people up in Dubbo that were so supportive sent us this message this morning. On behalf of our support group, we offer all involved with the DVD our sincere congratulations. We know it will be a success. Our sincere regrets we cannot be there. Have a great day. Best wishes to you all. We also have to acknowledge the Sydney Adventist Hospital because of the way they supported us in the filming and the people involved there, Mrs. Margaret Adams, Mrs. Nerily Gate and Miss Lisa O'Connor. Our own PCFA CEO, Andrew Giles, who features in the DVD. Where are you, Andrew? Yes, thank you. And last but not least is AstraZeneca. And I've got to thank Alicia Halloway and Peter Smedhurst and the team there at AstraZeneca for their wonderful support also.
I just wanted to reiterate, I guess most of the words this morning is that over about 12 months or so we were approached by both David and David Sando, and we thought it was a really great opportunity to be involved in something that was really of critical need from the patients we'd spoken to, is to provide something where there's a platform for a lot of discussion and those interviews and information that is so needed and so valued for the patients that are diagnosed or looking for treatments and things like that. So at AstraZeneca we were very keen to be involved and have been highly involved in the last 12 months to get it up and running, and this day is most exciting for a lot of people in this room who've been involved over that period of time. I'd like to congratulate David and David for their perseverance, and also like to thank everyone at Prostate Cancer Foundation and also everyone that was involved in the DVD. It's a fantastic result, and AstraZeneca is really proud to be involved. So thank you very much.